Hello, it's Jan Moss here again, and it's day 4 of the video blog challenge. Now I've slightly cheated because I have missed a couple of days, but I'm going to be making them up. As you can see, I've still got the cough, or here as well, I've still got the cough, and I'll probably still yawn, so I'm going to do a deep breath. That's better. And the sun's just coming out for my video, how lovely. Yeah, I had a very late night on Thursday, and then Friday was a really bad day at work, and I needed to use some of my own philosophies, or at least not my philosophies, but ones that I've been learning about and been passing on the message. And one of them that I've just been reading, I've just been watching now a little video by one of the famous personal development gurus, whose name has completely gone out of my head just now, so I'll put that on the blog post below rather than start the video again. But it's Tony Robbins, that's it. It's about how we can change your worldview, and what he did was he got this guy out, or at least he asked who was really feeling depressed, and somebody put the hand up, and he asked him, was he really depressed, and he said yeah, his wife had just filed for divorce the day before. Always yawning. And he said, what level on a 0 to 10 scale are you depressed? And he was on a 9. And they said, right, make yourself go now onto a 9.5. And you saw this guy close his eyes, and then his whole body slunk down. And he said, Tony Robbins said, you've let the life force out of your body. You can see that. It was an absolute physical change. So that is the physiology of that person had changed from his view on the world, which was really depressed. And he said, what thought processes are going through your head at the moment? And it was the fact that he couldn't see his children, he felt out of control. So his basically Tone was saying his blueprint didn't match. His blueprint of his life, what he thought he should have, wasn't matching what he was actually having. So he felt out of place and out of control. And then he said, what words would you say? Would you be saying when you're in that place? I'd say it in the way you'd say it, oh, it's all my fault. So there's the 3 areas, the physiological, the words, and the thoughts and the words. And then, and wait for it, he asked him to remember a time when he had the most amazing sex. Really, and the most amazing orgasm. And he said, do you remember a time like that? And he said, oh yes. And immediately he saw him lift up. And his whole physiology changed. His shoulders were back, and he was like, it made him really think about it and go into that state. And you could see him feeling much, much better. And then he's asking him to think of the thoughts that he was thinking and the words that he said. And he was thinking more about his wife's reaction at the time. It was outgoing. It wasn't on him, it was on someone else. And so the thought processes were outgoing and obviously also positive. And then the words, it said, I think it said something like, I was awesome, as you Americans do. So he'd gone from a 9.5 depressed to like, he didn't actually give a figure, but a really low depressed figure, because he was actually feeling fantastic for that moment that he was thinking like that. But then Tony said, okay, you're going to sit down again now, nothing's changed, has it? And he said, well, you've got, is it going to be the same for you now? And he said, well, no, I've just changed. If I change the meaning behind everything, that's not necessarily how my life is supposed to be. It is how it is now. I can feel good now. It's not what he said, but this is what I'm interpreting. He was feeling good at that moment, so he should be able to carry on feeling like that. If he's not thinking that his life isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing, it's that feeling out of place. If you believe where you are right now is where you're supposed to be, and you keep a positive mind on it, then you can change your physiology. So you've seen about this, when you smile, when you smile, even if you don't feel like it. If you laugh, if you're on your own, it's a little bit easier. Have a good belly laugh, even if it's the last thing you feel like. Really big smile, change the physiology, up straight, and start to think positive words as opposed to negative words. Say positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts. Say positive words out loud to yourself, like the positive affirmations we've discussed before. And realise you're not out of place. This is exactly where you're supposed to be, but it's where you're supposed to be at this moment. Or do you want to change where you want to be? But something you can change. There's no point in trying to wish you could change something that you can't, like having somebody marry you again or whatever. Anyway, I hope that made sense. It's a very interesting video. Have a look out for it on Tinternet. And I will look forward to seeing you again on tomorrow's blog. Okay, bye for now.